Hey, welcome back to What's Up Wednesday. Well, Kathy and I are back from our Alaska trip. We didn't tell anybody because we just wanted to see what kind of video footage we were going to give. But boy, have we got some really good video for you guys. I'm going to break it up, I think, into like 4 parts. 4 parts or 5 parts. I can't remember how I did it. You're going to see everything from seaplanes flying around to us being on a train going through the Yukon to us going whale watching on a boat. And lots more. You guys should enjoy this. This was a trip of a lifetime for us, and boy was it fun. So what I really want to talk about today though is not the fun we had, but man, the first part of the adventure and the last part of the adventure was no fun at all. Now let me clarify this by we had a really good time on this trip. But let me tell you how it started, and kind of some things that happened along the way, and you guys can kind of see where you just got to have a really good attitude when you travel, and that's kind of what this video is about. Just don't let things, especially small things in life, ruin your day or ruin your trip. This one had the potential to absolutely ruin our trip had we let it, but we didn't. We overcame, and now we kind of sit back and look at it and just joke about it, and it's kind of funny now. It wasn't funny then. But moving on, what happened was we had booked airfare with, and I'm not going to call out the different airlines because I think they all equally are terrible at the moment. Anyway, try to do this without breaking it up so bad and dragging it out. But we booked with an airline. We got to the gate. In fact, we got to the airport 2 hours early, like we should, like you should, just in case something happens. TSA is backed up, whatever it is. Anyway, we breezed right through, got right on in. TSA wasn't a problem. I mean, we got right in and got to the terminal. Well, about 10 minutes before time for us to board our plane, they come out and tell us that our flight is canceled. Keep in mind, we're going on a cruise to Alaska. Now, this cruise cost a lot of money. So, I was not real happy about the fact that they just canceled our flight at the last minute. But instead of getting upset, I went up and asked why they canceled the flight. And they did not have a crew for the plane. Now, call me crazy, but if you know you've got a full plane of passengers, don't you think that you would have a crew ready for that plane? And I know that there's probably got some kind of reason, but it's getting to where it's more and more common, which tells me they either need more pilots or they need somebody that knows how to schedule. And I don't know which one it is, or maybe both. But anyway, we talked to the ticket agent, and they were very helpful. They didn't really help us, but they were very helpful trying to help us. So the ticket agent decided that they would take it upon themselves to try to help us get booked on a different airline because they didn't have any more flights going to where we wanted to go. And we were going to Atlanta and then Seattle. But originally we were not going to Atlanta, but that's just the way it is. We were going to Charlotte. So it really didn't matter. We had to go the wrong way to go the right way. You know what I mean. So they decided they were going to try to book us with another airline and then transfer us to another airline going to Seattle. The catch was the second airline did not have an agreement with the first airline to transfer our bags. Now, can you imagine if we had done that and not asked questions and we'd have got to Seattle and our bags had been on another airline where we would have had the layover to transfer? That would have really been irritating. But we did ask the question and they said they didn't have an agreement, so we said, well, that's not going to work. So we started trying to find other flights. Well, the people we were traveling with, she's really smart. Her name's Kelly. She said, hey, let me look on the app right quick and see if there's seats available on this other airline, because the first airline that canceled the flight said there were no more flights and there were no more seats on other airlines to get 4 of us on the same plane. Well, she pulled her app up, and sure enough, on another airline, they had seats available. So we went to the ticket desk, which we had to go back out of the airport, come back in, and went to the ticket desk. They were really helpful, and turns out our flights were about $100 a piece cheaper round trip by going with this one, and they got our bags there. So I'm just telling you, don't let it ruin your day. Even though we had to go out of the airport, go back through TSA a second time, I just kind of chalked it up to it was an adventure. We've had problems before on trips. We've been on motorcycle trips across the country. We've been out RVing and broke down. I mean, things are going to happen. You just have to go with the flow and don't let it upset you. So we finally get to Seattle, and it's about midnight because we've spent about 18 hours the first day trying to get to Seattle. That was going to take us about, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours. So we get there, and we had a really good time. You'll see some videos of Seattle, and we went to the marketplace and the Space Needle. Anyway, had a really good time. Got to the ship, got on the ship, and we got up into Alaska, and we hit an iceberg. Can you believe that? Hit an iceberg. So anyway, the captain got on, told us what happened. We had the Titanic moment, but luckily we were inside of land, and we had plenty of lifeboats, and there were actually other boats coming out that were supposed to be tendering off of our ship for excursions anyway, so it wasn't like we were in danger of dying or anything, but we hit an iceberg. It made national news. So anyway, they had to list the ship, and listing means that they turned it up on kind of their level, and they kind of turn them up on one side. Well, to do that, they have to flood one side, but the ships do that anyway for buoyancy and to keep them upright for the weight distribution. Anyway, they told us they were going to have to list it, and sure enough, it was leaning pretty good. But they had a boat come up and inspected it, and there was a small dent in it and some scuffing of the paint and stuff, but it did not penetrate the ship. Anyway, again, took time away, put everybody in a panic for just a little bit, but I never did panic over that. I mean, I just was using common sense. I could see land, I could see boats around us. There's lifeboats there, so I didn't let it bother me too much. But again, it just goes to show you things are going to happen. I mean, who would have thought we'd have hit an iceberg? Now, we did see a bunch of them going by, and but I figured, hey, with modern technology and stuff, surely we ain't gonna hit one. But we did. So we did all that, did all of our excursions, went to all of our ports, no problems. Had a really, really good time again. We get ready to go home, and we end up getting home in the middle of the night, which is not what we had intended originally till we had to switch planes for our round trip. But we get home, and one of my bags is missing. Ever happened to you? One of your bags missing? So anyway, we talked to the people there with the airline, and they said it did come off the plane. It was scanned off the plane. They they did really good. They went back out and looked at the plane. They looked at the little cart thing that runs around, that carries them around, and they went back out and looked at the cart thing that pulls them around, and it was supposed to be in cart number 2. Well, it's not there either. They even had a guy come in and go walk down inside the carousel to make sure it hadn't got jammed up or fell out or anything. It wasn't there. So I asked, well, is it common that somebody else might pick up a bag thinking it's theirs? And they said, it happens, but usually there's a bag left over, and we didn't have one left over. So I'm thinking, okay, well, either it's really lost and smashed up somewhere and nobody can find it, or somebody has picked up my bag and stolen it. By the way, that's not what happened. But somebody did pick it up. So after about an hour of trying to figure out what we were doing, they filed a claim, got my address, said they'd bring it to me when they found it. They were sure they would find it. On the way home, got a phone call. Well, our luggage had tag on it, had my name and phone number, and the guy tells me, "Hey, I've got your bag," and he lived a little over an hour in the wrong direction from where I live. But I talked to him, and of course, now it's just like 12:30 at night. And I told him I really needed that bag. It did have some of Kathy's medical equipment in it that we really needed. Now, could we got by without it? Yeah, we could have got by without it. Did we need to? No. We knew where the bag was at. I needed to go get it, make things easy. So the guy agreed, since it was his fault, that he would actually meet me. So he did. He met me halfway. So it only took us about 45 minutes apiece to go get it. But I got back home at 2 o'clock in the morning, but had my bag in hand. Called the airline the next day, the phone number they gave me, to tell them, hey, I got my bag. And this girl on the other end, I'm trying to be nice and let them close their case out and not cause me any problems. She starts lecturing me on I should not have went and got my own bag and how dangerous that was, and that all kinds of stuff. Anyway, me being me and had not had much sleep the next morning, I proceeded to tell her I did not need a lecture, and I was trying to do her a favor, but that was okay, that she had my information and she could just close the case out. She got much nicer after that, and of course I did too. Just rubbed me wrong. Now, that's the first time that I got upset about this whole thing, was after I got home. So I'm just telling you guys this. The point I'm trying to make is, this whole trip could have really been terrible from the beginning to the middle to the end had we have let it do so. And I can remember when I was younger and a little more hot-tempered, I probably would have ruined this whole trip over being mad about things. But it's just not worth it. We had an awesome time. So you guys think about that when you're having problems. If you break down, or something's just not going your way. Maybe you lost a piece of luggage like we did. Hopefully you don't hit an iceberg. But if you do, just stay calm and think about it. We have modern ships these days with all kinds of things the Titanic did not have. So anyway, just take this for what it's worth. I just thought What's Up Wednesdays is always about me talking about some subject. And I just thought, what's more fitting than people that RV and travel a lot? How many of us get upset over really small, trivial stuff that really, in the grand scheme of things, like today, it does not matter. Didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered. So there was a couple more small issues that happened along the way. Like we got to our motel and the heat and air didn't work. So they come in and tried to work on it for a couple hours, making noise and banging around. Still didn't get it to work. Again, little things. There was a lot of that kind of stuff went on, but just don't let it bother you. All right, I'm not going to beat it up too bad. Hope you guys are having a great day. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Share this with your friends. Help us out a little bit. Make sure you like it. Liking it and subscribing is how you can help us the most. Hit the little bell if you haven't, if you want to be notified next time we drop a video. We drop them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays, for our regular followers, you know that is going to be something about RVing or some kind of adventure or cooking or something like that. Wednesdays, it's a What's Up Wednesday, and it's truly What's Up on Wednesday. Today was don't lose your temper and don't let it ruin your trip. So tune in every week. We may start doing another one on Fridays, and we're kind of kicking it around. But I mentioned it in a prior video, and I think we're going to do it. I've got some people that actually want to come on and do live streams with me on a few things. And anyway, I'll get more into what we're going to do with that. But it's going to be more of a the first guy that's going to come on is a meteorologist, and he's going to talk about weather for RVing and boating. But it'd be that kind of stuff, and maybe some local people doing stuff. But that'll be on Fridays only. If you're not interested in what's going on locally with us, or something about weather or something like that, then just know Fridays won't be your day. Just watch the Tuesday video or the What's Up Wednesday or whatever you guys enjoy. But just we're gonna try the new one on Friday. We're trying to come up with a name for it, like we did the What's Up Wednesday, but I don't know what it's gonna be. So it'll be a surprise to you guys, just like it is to me when I figure it out. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Make each day count 365 and continue the journey. Man, we had a heck of a journey this time. Good, bad, and the ugly. We did planes, trains, cars. We did pretty much all of it on this trip. So I'll see you guys next week. Until then, see you later.